Okay, hi everyone. So today I will be doing a demo and review of a new piano library. So around a few days ago, I received an email from Simple Sample, uh, and they says that they have come across my channel, and I've been doing a few videos of reviewing some of the libraries, comparing some of the virtual instrument libraries, and they say they like my video and would like me to try out their new grand piano library. And of course, as a pianist and arranger, I would always be drawn towards piano libraries and always love to try out piano libraries. And so they sent me, and by no way that this video is endorsed by them. They say they never tell me to make video, and also I'm not paid by them to do this video, but I'm just giving you my honest review. And this video is specifically just doing for this piano grand, and I'm very appreciate of this company that even though my channel is just a small YouTube channel, but they do take my opinions as a regard to their new libraries. Also, this library, I would just put it forward now that it's being sold for $50. So let's see if this library can hold up its quality, and is it worth $50 or not? Because now there's a lot of piano libraries, and if you watch some of my other videos, you know that I own a lot of piano libraries, and let's see. I'm also a very, how to say, when it comes to piano, I'm quite harsh and quite judgy. But let's see if this piano can stand up to my standard. So I just right now I initially, when you turn on, it's like this. Okay. It looks very nice. The interface look very nice. It's black and white, which is my most favorite color. And also the picture is nice, everything is nice, look slick. So this is the totally default when just opening up. Also, one more note, I'm trying it out with my semi-weighted. So with the full weighted, it may be different kind of feel and response, because in my other previous videos I always explain that piano library, it will have different response to different types of keys, and they have different layers, and also the feel, the velocity is different. So a full weighted will bring out different kind of feeling and different dynamic layers of the keyboard. Usually it will be better than semi-weighted keyboard. I'm doing it with a semi-weighted keyboard now, but let's see how. So this is the default piano sound. Okay. Okay, initially it's a bit hard. I cannot play it too soft. So as all the piano libraries nowadays, they usually have the velocity curve, and they even have the section down here say response. I would like to bring the response down a bit so I can play harder. Maybe the velocity curve a little bit. It's much better. It's easier to play softer when you bring down the velocity curve. Alright, so for me with this keyboard, I need to bring down the velocity curve and velocity offset a little bit. This is not a big deal because they put it there for a reason, because different keyboards have different response to the library. All right, and now we'll be going through some of the default presets for different genres. I will see how it will. For me, usually I will start with a preset, then I will tweak my way around it, depending on the songs that I'm working on. So let's see how it goes. For the default sounds, it's quite good. The piano is thick. Let's see how the high range sounds. And then the low end. Okay, I like the low end. It's not as warm as my go-to piano, which is the native instrument nor, but it has a more low mid feeling, which is nice. It's and then the resonance is nice. All right. Let us move on to some of their default. So first one is default film. I know definitely I need to bring down the curve a bit. So this preset is used for cinematic composing, I think, for film and scoring. One of my areas as well, if you see my other videos. Okay. First thing I noticed right away is the tone is definitely darker and warmer. They have the option here to change perspective to players. Okay, it feels more natural. Oh, this is the usual position that I would rather go. Okay, I like this. Okay, because interest of time, I cannot go through all of the presets, but I will probably go through some signature as the name stated. So let's say the LA Beauty Line. I think it's Los Angeles, right? Even I'm not sure. The velocity bring down a little bit. Oh, this one is quite dark. Okay, this is for a very moody kind of song. This reminds me of the emotional presets in Noir, because that piano I've been using so much for composing. So immediately this one reminds me of that. All right, very nice. I think we definitely can use some of the presets as far as I see. Let's see the New York City Modern Dog. Once again, I need to bring down. I think later on I can save these as user settings, and yeah, it's just because of my keyboard. I think it would be better if do it on a full weighted but I don't have my full weighted keyboards right now, so definitely more reverb. The previous preset is more drier. This is definitely more reverb. Also, I feel it's louder as well. I think it's compressed. It's being compressed. The previous one, it can play much softer a bit. All right, useful if you want to start there. Yeah, let's do one more for the film presets. Paris scoring dry. Velocity offset a little bit. All right. I'm gonna change to player perspective. This is like the middle ground of the LA and the New York. Softest. All right. They say it has 10 dynamic layers, and I believe them because just now I was trying to do the response, and it's quite responsive. And I'm sure with a full weighted hammers action keyboard, it will even bring out better. Because the semi-weighted, I don't think it will bring out 10 layers, probably 7 or 8. But that's just me. I don't know. Let's do some classical. I also do a lot of orchestral classical stuff. Let's do the default classical, and of course I need to bring down the velocity a little bit. Let's play in different key. Okay, one thing notice right away is the volume is definitely softer in general, because of course classical, it doesn't need compression at the start, I mean in the library, and everything sounds so much more neutral, much more how to say, natural, because in the classical setting it is right. Nothing spectacular, but I think that's their natural grand. I mean, their whatever they recorded. Let's do solo recital. Change to player again. some highs. Okay. Definitely the sound is very intimate, quite dry. Let us do a concerto warm. All right. It sounds brighter because we all know that the grand piano in a concert hall with the lid open, it's usually bright to cut through the orchestra. Not bad. I just wish that the velocity it would be more, a little bit more. Now from different layers, I feel it's quite drastic compared to my native instrument. Nor the transition between the layer is so seamless, and also it cannot be recognizable. This one I can. As far as I can feel it's not as seamless. It doesn't mean it's not good, but I just wish it's a little bit more seamless. All right, and let's try the Baroque, which is interesting because if we learn about classical music, Baroque has no piano, and they only have harpsichord. Usually the sound will be honky tonky, brighter. Yeah, this is something definitely in that direction. But so it's basically a thinner piano and a brighter one. But for me, it's not really a Baroque piano. They would just putting that name for going that direction. All right, let's do jazz. Bring down the velocity a little bit. I haven't played jazz this preset, but I think it should be a little bit mellow and dark. Jazz is it's okay. I wonder different jazz preset will have different color. Let's do the Herbert one. All right, so they put in the player noise and room tone. Let's see if we can hear that. Okay, definitely more noise. Okay, but I don't like that much noise of the room. Let's do jazz vocalist 1. Okay, they bring in more player noise, which is the noise of the movement of the players. And then the volume overall is also a little bit louder. Okay, that's interesting. Let's do 53rd Street Dock. I think 50 or 60, they mean the error. Jazz error. Compressed, a little bit compressed, I feel, for jazz. Overall, I don't really like the jazz preset. The film I like the most, all right, and classical is okay for me. The film I find is the best, but for jazz I don't much prefer. Maybe just a subjective preference. But let's us do the pop genres for this piano. Bring down the velocity curve a little bit. All right. Alright, this sounds like a pop piano. Let's check out their presets. This is LA Pop. Let's change to the player perspective. Alright. Okay, let's do some pop ballad. It's how to say, it's quite front forward piano, which is good for cutting through pop arrangement. Because there are so many presets here, I cannot go through all, but let's just randomly pick. All right, let's say Broadway warm. Okay, let's see. All right. Oh, this is interesting. They say warm, but I found it's quite bright and clear. It sounds like a rock piano, not really Broadway. So. It's really bright and it's really compressed. I cannot even play softer. Let's change the one. It sounds still compressed. All right, it's definitely more. The name doesn't do it justice. It's not Broadway warm. It's really rock. Um, movie musical. Yeah, I feel it's thin. Maybe it fits for movie, but it's feel like the 1980s piano. Like the piano in the synthesizer, not the sample one, But it's good if you play for cutting through the mix. Alright, not something I will use every day, but it may fit somebody needs. Alright, the last one, let's do a very interesting name, Rocket Piano. And the velocity curve is so high, I think it will be very hard. Yeah, it's feel like honky tonky piano or a very old upright. See, the bass note doesn't have bass at all, it's all the middle frequency. All right. This is not really my style, but I think it fits for funky or blues, that kind of stuff. All right. So that's we are going through some of their presets, and let's change back to the full film. The thing is, I love how flexible this library is, so that you can tweak it. In the end, if a professional arranger and producer, usually they will have their own taste, and they will probably go in and tweak from the presets. So this allow me to do that quite in detail. I don't use much player noise unless you want to release them, But for film and for clients, they usually don't want that. Pedal noise, key noise, perspective is all standard from piano libraries now. Stereo width, this is also standard. Clan mode. Clan mode is something that usually the pianist players, especially jazz, they sing along the melody they play. So I can turn on demo for you to have an idea. You see, there's a little bit of humming along. Right? I for me personally, I don't sing out like that when I play, but a lot of improvisers and jazz players, they probably will do that. It's also a signature of how they will do it. All right, it will be useful for live demonstrating. But for production, not really. Room tone, we already go through that. So they have three big options down here. It's the closed mics. And the room mics, you can go in and tweak as well. Probably all the presets, they change a little bit here and there, these three thing. But I mean, they give you the options of really going in and tweak. And all of this consideration is just for $50, which is quite a good deal. And quite, if you don't have a piano already or you are starting out, this is such such a good piano to start out, and especially it can bring you up to an intermediate level of arranging your own songs and production. You know, of course, there are pianos out there that is much better, but also more expensive. And for $59 currently right now, this is no brainer for me. If I'm starting out and I want to buy piano or some more pianos that is suitable for what I'm doing, definitely I would consider this. And it's also have many setting as well, to start out, which is good, especially when you are just new in this area. You don't really know how to tweak all the settings, and from that presets, then you can tweak a little bit to suit your ears. Okay, so that is my demo and review. Kind of go through many of their presets. And do I recommend this piano library? Yes, I will recommend. First is for the pianists and keyboardists who are going into the virtual instrument world. This is $50. It's probably there's no other piano library is cheaper than this as far as I know. And also it's good for starting out and still have a good sample library. Of course, as you move on, you may upgrade to bigger and much better in other things. But this is a very good starting library, and I'm not paid to say this. I'm just honestly reviewing them, and from my perspective as a pianist and arranger, I really really like this for this starting price range. I hope this company, they will continue to bring out more library like this, maybe doing strings next, who knows. Or produce even a better grand, for 200 grand, I won't mind, but even better than this, then I would definitely will like to check it out and even buy it for myself. But for now, this one is a good grand piano, flexible, and also if you need advanced tweaking, you can still do it. Okay, so that's the video that I'm doing, reviewing, demoing, and go in depth in the signature grand. I hope you like it, and I hope this video will help you to choosing a starting and not so expensive piano library. If you guys like the videos, please give me a thumbs up or subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.